Shane Pearson, 4-5. Shane Pearson, 4-5.
Go. All right. Are we ready? Yesterday evening at about 7 o'clock p.m., Salina Fire Department personnel responded to 750 Fairdale Road for a medical emergency. It was quickly identified that the patient there and the residents had an elevated carbon monoxide level. The first-in crew that responded to the scene went in to conduct their assessment and treatment of the patient where they were quickly overcome by the carbon monoxide that was in the residence, which as a result they were needed to be pulled from the residence by the other personnel on scene. The crews were taken outside to the yard, at which point a second alarm was struck, which at that point additional personnel from the Salina Fire Department responded, including our hazmat team, to evaluate the situation and figure out what was going on with the carbon monoxide. 7 of our personnel were transported to Salina Regional Health Center to be evaluated, at which time there were 3 personnel that were required to be admitted as a result of elevated carbon monoxide levels. The original patient was also transported, as well as another civilian, at which time it was later identified that the original patient had succumbed, had passed away. Conditions are unknown at this time whether it was a result of another medical emergency or if it was actually from the carbon monoxide. I'm assuming that the autopsy report will dictate that. The other civilian, I do not have any updates at this time as to her condition, if she's still in the hospital or not. All of the Salina Fire Department personnel have been evaluated, treated, and released from the hospital, so we have no personnel at the hospital at this time. Also, it was recommended by the fire department that the first police officer on scene, who was also a responder there, that was recommended that he also be evaluated based on potential exposure to elevated carbon monoxide levels. He was not transported by our EMS. I'm not sure whether he actually went or not. Investigation did determine that the cause of the elevated carbon monoxide poisoning was a result of a vehicle that had been running in the garage at the lower level. It was a 2-story, the garage was underneath the first floor. The vehicle was identified that it had been running to the point that it ran out of gas, as well as the battery itself had drained down. The ignition tumbler was found in the on position, so we don't know the circumstances around that, why the vehicle was left running unattended.